Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers GDO Deluxe Class Springer. Now, this is a bit of an older figure, so you may be wondering, why are you reviewing it? Well, it's because I am planning to sell it on a sales thread. I'm recording this Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. I'm hoping to get them out the next day, Thursday, September 26th, 2019. And I specifically say that because if you're watching this way in the future, it's probably not likely there. But if you're watching this like the day it comes out or the few days afterwards, it should be on that it might be on the sales thread, as well as a bunch of other stuff. So if you want to check that out, check that out. But getting into GDO Springer, he was initially, if I remember this correctly, it was initially Japanese exclusive release along with a few other figures that eventually made their way into Toys R Us over here. I believe that is the case. Springer here is a retool of the Dark of the Moon, or no, not Dark of the Moon, sorry. Between Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon, that Hunt for the Decepticons line, that Tomahawk. And it is a very good mold, very great mold. There are a lot of original toy characters in that line that were particularly good. I do not have Tomahawk, but I have this Springer, but I got both Thrilling 30 Springer and Siege Springer, so I don't really need this Springer anymore, unfortunately. But I still very much appreciate the mold, which is why I want to talk about it. So getting into Springer himself, he turns into a military helicopter. Very, very gray. Got some greens showing and yellows around the front, around the vents. A lot of gray, but you know what? That's more realistic, so that's fine. This interesting blue-yellow striping on the wings over here. Like I said, a lot of greens underneath. There's Springer's head right up there. You got one Autobot symbol here. I don't know why the paint is slightly damaged on it, but this one over here is pristine. You've got silver paint on the rotor blade and black paint, I believe, or that's just molded in black and screwed on. Yeah, black missiles here, as well as a couple of little miniguns on the ends of the wings on both sides. And this little thingy up front, I'm assuming it's like a radar tracker or a laser pointer to lock in and home on stuff, I guess. And then, of course, also the rotors, all of them black with this little bit of green in the middle. And, of course, they can spin. They spin pretty decently. Other articulation, basically you can put the landing gear up. That one goes there, and these two in the back go right there if you want to close up the landing gear. Though you do really need the front one out, at the very least, if you want Springer to be able to sit properly in alt mode. For accessories, he comes with three accessories. The first two are these pair of missile launchers. They're green with a off-white missile, and if you hit this button, it fires it. It's spring-loaded. That is neat. There's 5mm posts on the top, and in helicopter mode, there are 5mm ports underneath the wings, so you can plug them in there if you so choose. And if you don't want them there are also these 3mm clips or C clips that were very common around the time around 2010. So, and they can attach onto these clips in the back here. If I don't accidentally fire the missile off, I'll just move that out of the way for now. You can clip them on that hinge right there. Or, and I believe this is the case. If I'm wrong, I just misremembered. Or I believe, you can get them on the ends of the wings if you want to do something like that. So you got options of where to put them. And then along with those, and those came with Tomahawk, there was a new part added for this toy, and it is a sword, as Springer does sword things, so he gets sword. It only has 5mm ports. They do seem to be Minicon compatible. Surprisingly, well, you can put a Minicon on there. Not like, yeah. Anyway, the only real place for storage for the sword is underneath the wings, like so. If you want a stabbing attack helicopter, or if you want to rotate that around, rotate that around and just have it look like it's sheathed. There's not an official place for storage because I personally liked putting the missiles underneath the wings, but I would always kind of shove it in between the legs here. I don't know why it's not specifically cooperating today, because it was holding there. There we go. Yeah. It's a little awkward, but you can do it. So it's up to you if you think it's worth it. But moving those to the side. That is all for the alternate mode. So now to some size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Tailgate and Deluxe class Sideswipe, Voyager class Optimus Prime, Leader class Ultra Magnus, and both the Thrilling 30 Springer as well as the Siege Springer in their helicopter modes. So now we can roll right along to the transformation to get him transformed. First thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here and untab the legs. There are slots here and here that go into those black tabs there and there. You just want to pull that out of the way. We're going to come close the rotor up, split this apart, then we're going to fold the rotor down like so as we can work a little better here, as we need to pull these sections up over those nubs, as that's how they get connected. So up and over like so. All right, so now with that, we can pull the arm all the way out to the side. Do the same on the other side, like so. We'll come down to the legs. Yeah, actually, you know what? The landing gear has to stay out right now. Come down to legs. We're going to fold the legs out, and we're going to do that by folding down this gray bit right here, bending that back so it forms the heel, and bending the black bits here to form the toes. And there is one leg. Repeat that on the other side. Flip the landing gear up, or use it to get that gray bit out. Fold this down, make a heel and toes, and those are the legs, and we can just swing that all the way down so they're in position, like so. So this head is going to have to obviously come through, so we're going to come here, pull that out, swing this around, and while you're swinging that around, you can fold the landing gear in to make that easier. You can clip that up like so. And we're going to just rotate the shoulders until you feel them lock into place. Like so. It's a very soft snap, but you'll know when it happens. Just adjust those. Then we're going to fold these bits back, and that's going to reveal the hands. And then same on the other side. Fold this back, bring that up. That hand is revealed. And there is GDO Springer in his robot mode. Once you get him standing. There we go. GDO Springer in his robot mode. And he does look quite nice, I must say. Head is a little... The thing I will say that is a little funny is just how G1-y that head is, and how boxy the arms are, and then the legs are just all of the detailing, all of the creeple details. But I still find it fun. I'm sure I'd appreciate it a bit more on the Tomahawk mold, but you know what? It's fine. It is all good. especially when there wasn't a good transforming triple changing Springer for a while. I mean, like, we got the Thrilling 31 a couple years later, but it took me a while to get that one. So his head is nice. It's got the green, it's got silver face paint, a little bit of silver on the cheeks, as well as light piping on those. That's from the back of the head, so it's going to be a bit harder for me to make it work on here. But yeah, there is the light piping effect. The cockpit and the vents become the chest. You got the arms. You got a little bit of lighter green on the upper arms, as well as a bit of silver paint. Lower arms are gray, but have same gold paint down there, as well as the hands are just solid gray. Legs are very green, very dark green. Got some black kneecaps on the go. And then I mentioned the colors of the feet before. And then on this arm, you have the rotor on it. And this one, you just have the rotor, but this one also has the tail. And then there's the backpack, pretty much. Articulation-wise, head can rotate due to like the raised collar on this mold. It's tricky at best to get it to rotate around. It's not going to rotate. Oh, wait. Oh, you can actually get it to rotate around if it's flat, but depending upon the angle you have it at, it's not going to rotate properly. It also has a bit of a downward bend, and the ball joint allows for upward movement, but there's a little wiggle waggle, but it's actually kind of tight. These bits up here are on ball joints, so you can position them a bit differently depending upon what you want. Arms can rotate a full 360 once you get the shoulder kibble, these wings kibble out of the way. They're able to go out that far. 90 degrees of bend at the elbow and nothing at the wrist. The transformation, but then that also brings this whole thing down and around. Waist articulation is non-existent. Legs can go that far forward and that far back. They can go out that far, almost a full split. Knees, slightly under 90 degrees. This joint, you can get around all the way. And honestly, you're probably supposed to robot chicken the legs like a lot of the movie bots. So it's honestly probably meant to be more like that. But I think the straight-legged appearance looks fine. So that's why I leave them like that. But that is a thing, just so you're aware. And then this also bends, but it goes that far back. Toes are able to bend that far forward and that far back. And the heel just goes in. So you got some interesting articulation on the feet there that you could use to do some certain poses, I'm sure. But not the kind of articulation you expect on Siege figures nowadays. But it's still good. Certainly good for its time. Of course, he has his accessories. He's got his sword. He can hold it in his hand, obviously. You've got the missiles. You can plug them on the arms like so. He can shoot. You can stick them in his hand like so. You can put them on the wings and have them be usable over the shoulder like so. You've got options. You've got ways to attach all of his weapons on. Oh, and then of course also the clip system on the ends of the wings are also a viable option as well. So yeah. And that's pretty much all there is to say on GDO Springer in his robot mode. So now it's time for some robot mode size comparisons. Here he is with Legends class Tailgate and Deluxe class Sideswipe, Voyager class Optimus Prime and Leader class Ultra Magnus, Thrilling 30 Springer and Siege Springer, and of course the challenge mascots Soundwave and Wheeljack. So that is the review on GDO Springer. Very fun mold. I definitely want the Tomahawk version of the mold. I definitely don't need the Springer version, as I have two very good triple changing Springers, in my opinion. But I still think this is a fun mold. I still think someone could enjoy this if you're interested, and it's relatively recently since this was posted. Again, I will have a sales thread with this and many other figures on my Twitter. You can follow the link in the description down below. I will not take offers from here. I will not take offers on YouTube, only on Twitter. But yeah, yeah, Springer, just a good toy. I like the missiles. I like they gave him an extra sword. That's nice. Nice touches. But that is all I have to say on GDO Springer, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, if you would like to help support the channel, you can check out my Ko-fi link in the description below. Commissions are open there. And you should also check out RDSJ Gaming, where I play video games with Alyssa, aka The Rational Dove. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.